What is up, you guys? It's your favorite cutie Mel back again on my Soul Power channel to give you guys yet another video, and I want to go ahead and pull an affirmation card. You guys know that this is what we do first. If you happen to notice that I'm wearing the same thing in my videos, I am trying out batch creation, so I'm trying to create more content at once so that I can be more consistent on my channel and really get on a schedule and keep up a schedule. So this is really healing for me, honestly, talking about these things. And the more I talk about things, the more realizations that I'm having and the more that I want to share on my channel and just in general about this discovery. Okay, so this is our affirmation for the day. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Affirmation: I am a good person. Reminder: I need to stop being my harshest critic. I am too hard on myself sometimes. Wow. Practice: start using kind language to describe your wins and losses. Examples: I did a great job at work today, or I made some mistakes today, but it was not the end of the world, and tomorrow I get to try again. So this is wonderful. This is a wonderful card to pick because I feel like oftentimes all of us can be our worst critic, and sometimes we think that we are just the worst person, and it's just simply not the truth. Like, when we're beating ourselves up like that, we're just catastrophizing, I hope I said that right, but making things bigger than they actually may be, and choosing to put ourselves down. So definitely be kind to yourself. I'm going to try to be kind to myself. Now let's hop into this video. So the last video that I uploaded about this topic, I was talking about why it is or it isn't important to actually identify what your attachment style is, and how it matters because you want to be able to align your values as an adult with how you are attaching and connecting with people as an adult so that you can reach the goals that you have for yourself. For me, my goal is to be able to sustain a few long-lasting, healthy, happy relationships. Thankfully, I have a few relationships that I still have from childhood that I'm nurturing. And, you know, as an adult, the truth is you're not going to have a bajillion friends like you did in elementary school because we're just not in the place where all of your close friends are seeing each other every day like we once did in school or at work. Sometimes if you leave a job, you're not always able to see, and even if you do work with the people that you care about, sometimes your schedules are different. Sometimes you're just not able to see each other every single day to be able to strengthen those bonds like we were able to when we were in constant vicinity with the people that we love. Anyways, I wanted to talk about how accepting where I am is actually a huge relief. It's so much easier to accept where I am than to try to accept or try to lie to myself about where I am. I don't think I realized that I was lying to myself, or I just simply was ignorant to myself as to how I was showing up with other people and within myself, and just the feelings that I was having. There was a lot of gaslighting going on my end on how I felt, and I think for a long time, especially I think within these last couple years, because I feel like these things have been coming up and it's become more prevalent. I think because I have had so many interactions with so many people within the last couple years, especially when I was like doing my event stuff at like my main attention was on my event things. It caused me to have a lot of relationships with people, and it attracted a lot of people to me because they saw the things that I was doing, and I had just a lot of opportunity to interact with others. And when certain relationships would fail, or when I felt like I wasn't able to keep healthy relationships in my life, or to even choose the right people in my life to connect with so that I can have healthy relationships, it made me feel very ostracized, made me feel very other, made me feel like there was something wrong with me. And in my deepest heart of hearts, like it gives me great relief to be able to say I really thought there was something wrong with me. Like I thought that I had a problem and I would never be able to sustain healthy relationships, not only just with friends or like with partners. I just felt like it wasn't possible for me. I felt in my heart that when people got to know who I really was, because I had so many failures as far as like connections and friendships in my life, I felt like if people were to really get to know me, or once I really start to like be my full self around people, that they would leave and that they would go away. And this really showed up in my last relationship. I remember we had a huge argument where I can't even remember what it was about, but I remember the thing that came up for me when I was just so violently like feeling emotions of fear and feeling like I let myself get too deep in to the relationship too fast. That's why slow relationships feel better to me, because when I get into something too fast, too quick, and I'm giving too much of myself, it could feel scary, it could feel painful, because I'm like, oh my God, now what? Like, now that I'm getting so deep into this, what if I'm so like in love, or I'm so really wanting this person to be in my life, and then I be myself, and then they're gone. They leave me behind because I thought something was wrong with me. I thought that something within me, something about my personality was just so bad that people would not love me if I'm just being myself. And that's why I try to take my time. I think that really motivates why I felt more comfortable taking my time with people, because I'm like, well, let me just ease into it. And maybe the slower that I am to open up, maybe the slower I drag this out, like maybe, I can have this person in my life a little bit longer. So listening to myself say these things, it sounds sad, and I feel bad that I felt that way. And I'm just so grateful to be able to know that, no, I'm not just inherently flawed like I believed myself to be. Actually, I just had, in my childhood, a hard time attaching to the people in my life for various reasons. And even when I was making this video, it really makes sense why I don't remember a lot of things from my childhood. I think that my way of getting through things and surviving things is to just not think about it. To be able to compartmentalize and just not think about things, like cut things off and throw it in the back to never be brought up again. And when I'm listening to these videos about how someone becomes a fearful, avoidant attachment style, it really is bringing up some memories for me. So this is actually very healing, and I'm happy because every single day, one of my biggest affirmations and one of my biggest hopes for my life is to have like a happy, healthy family. And I think I want this the most because as a child, I feel like I always wanted that. Like I always wanted, there was always just some sort of like reference to dysfunction. There was always like not really, I just remember like really admiring my friend's family. Like one of my best friends growing up, her name was Chelsea. And I used to love being Chelsea's friend because her family always had family dinners, so I would have family dinners with them. Her family at home to me just seemed so much better. Like she got along with all her siblings, I got along with her siblings, so I really became like a second daughter to her mom because I always was over her house, especially in the summertime, and we were always together, and our birthdays are only a couple of days apart, so we grew up like sisters. And I just remember that when I think about my childhood, I just think about how much I admire that. And I guess I didn't really ever feel like I had that. I feel like I had it sometimes, like, on Thanksgiving and like family holidays where all the family would come together. That was great. But I just remember even as I got older, a lot of my cousins and stuff, they stopped coming over for holidays. I saw them less and less. So I just never got to have that happy family that I feel like I always wanted. And I would love to create that not only for myself, but for my son as well. I would love for him to be able to experience that security of just having the happiness and the love and the healthy family dynamic that I feel like I never had. So yeah, so basically let me just go ahead and just dive right into what this video is about. Accepting where I am as far as what my attachment style has been, whether I've known it or not, has been so relieving for me. I feel relieved. I feel like I can understand why things have went wrong, because it really hurts when things keep going wrong and you don't know why. Or it really hurts when you feel like you're connecting with people and then those relationships end, and then sometimes you're not always able to talk to those people about why certain things happened, or why you're not speaking to those people anymore. Things just go south, and it's just like sometimes it just stays south. And depending on where they are in their journey and what kind of people they are, what kind of attachment style they have, sometimes that's just not, it's just not able to happen, you know? But I'm just thankful. I feel normal. I feel like I can be loved. Even just knowing where I am, it just helps me to feel even more lovable, because I'm like, I'm not just this alien. There are other people who deal with these same things. There are other people who handle things just like I do, and it's not because they're bad people. It's because of wounding, childhood wounding, and that helps me to be compassionate. And that is what I feel. I feel more compassion towards myself because I feel like I can understand why I do the things that I do. And I'm looking forward to just continue to be even more compassionate with myself as I move towards more secure attachment, so that I can have the things in my life that I really want. So if you were ever wondering if you should give any thought to what your attachment style is, or your childhood and how that relates to how you act now, I think you absolutely should, because it could take you from a place of being in the dark to coming to the light. And for me, I know that I feel like I'm empowered when I could do something about things, when I could take responsibility for where I am, because I actually understand where I am at. I'm aware of myself more now. And that is such a great place to be, because it just gives you the power of choice. When you're acting subconsciously, doing things subconsciously because this is how you've always done it, because that's just who you've been, who you learned you've had to be since you were a kid, there you don't feel empowered, because you don't understand why you're doing things. You don't understand why you just cut people off. You don't understand why it feels uncomfortable for you to get close to people. You don't understand why it makes your skin crawl a little bit to even think to open up to people about things. You don't understand it. So it puts you in a place of disempowerment and just self-loathing, because it's just like, you, even if you never say to yourself that you're upset about who you've been or who you are, you feel that, because you're like, why does this keep happening? Especially when you're in a cycle. Why does this keep happening? Especially once it comes to a point where it's like, it has to be something about me, because I am the common denominator in all of these situations. So what is it about me? And learning this information makes me feel great, because it's a place that I could start from. I feel hopeful for the future. I feel hopeful for my relationships. I feel hopeful for everything that is to come. And I feel excited to open up. I feel excited to share my story. I'm excited to have my channel. I'm excited to talk about things that I never talked about. I'm excited to hopefully connect with other people who can just understand and validate my experience by letting me know I'm not alone. I'm not the only one who feels this way. I'm not the only one who has these kind of situations. And yeah, that's all I really have to say for this video. Investing and learning about yourself is the best investment that you could ever make. Taking the time to think about who you are, becoming more aware of yourself, is the best thing that you can do for yourself, because ultimately we all want to be happy. We all want to feel and know that our goals are within reach, and sometimes they just don't feel in reach when you just don't know what you don't know. So if anything, I hope that circles us back to be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself today. Know that you're not a bad person. You are a good person. You are a lovely soul. You are lovable, and you can have the things that you want in life. Okay, so don't feel like you can't. All it takes is just a little bit of time to get to know yourself a little bit better, get to know little you, get to know childhood you, and start to move towards more wholeness, peace, and happiness and connection. Okay, as I always say, posh and stay cute. Mwah. See ya.